There was a young man who worked at a factory. An elderly technician who served as his mentor advised him to speak less, work harder, and never quit honing his talents in all facets of the factory's functioning. 10 years later, the elderly man retired, and the young man took over as the technician. He kept doing his task with the same commitment and devotion that he had been taught. When he went to meet his mentor one day, the older man saw that he was upset and inquired as to what bothered him. "I have been following your directions properly all this time," the young guy lamented, and poured his heart out. "Whatever I am working on, I remain silent and give it my whole attention. I am confident that I delivered quality work and acquired all the necessary skills while working at the factory. What puzzles me is why I am still making as little money as I did when I was your trainee. While the individuals who lack my experience and ability have all been promoted, are you certain that you have become important to the company?" the old man asked. "Yes," the young fella replied. To think, the elderly guy paced back and forth. After some time, he went to the young man and said, "You must ask for a day off. You may provide any justification. It's time for you to take a break for yourself." This advice caught the young guy off guard. But the more he pondered it, the more logical it seemed. He thanked the trainer and hurried off to seek up time off. The manager brought him into the office once he came back to work following his day off to inform him that everything had not gone well at the plant during his absence. Others faced several issues that he would usually tackle and are unable to resolve them. Realizing how important he was, the management made the decision to reward him and to give him encouragement by promoting him to the role of senior technician. The young man appreciated the insight of his tutor, and that must be the key to success, he believed. From that point onward, the young guy would take a day off anytime he felt that he should have been receiving more than he was. And when he returned the following day, things would have changed for the better. This trend persisted for some time. The young man discovered one day that he was unable to enter his workplace. He was shocked to learn that his contract had been terminated. He found it hard to believe. He returned to his mentor in an effort to understand how everything had gone wrong, since he was at a loss for what to do next. With bruised dignity, he said, "Why did I lose my job? Did I not follow your exacting instructions?" "Unfortunately, you didn't, since you just heard a portion of the instruction," the old guy said with a shake of his head. You see, an uninterrupted light bulb receives no attention. People don't really pay attention to it until it goes off, at which point they realize how unimportant it has been to them all along. You departed without listening to the remainder, since you were so anxious to put these insights into practice. The remainder? The young man started to realize that he could have made a serious miscalculation. What happened in the remaining half? The second half, more significant than the first, is the knowledge that if a light bulb blows out regularly, eventually it will be changed with something that is more reliable, the mentor said, speaking slowly to emphasize his point. Who wants a light bulb whose lighting no one can rely on? In our lives, we have family members and friends whom we often take for granted. They are always there for us whenever we need them. We do not think of a situation when they are not there to help us. That makes us realize how crucial they have been to us. Do not wait for that sudden shock. Count the blessings that you have in your life and express your gratitude today. Don't allow yourself to be taken for granted either. Do your work, though, and don't abandon it because something doesn't turn out the way you had hoped. Fate will compensate you by returning the balance if you can find it. Keep life simple. Be happy, always.